let's talk a little bit about how the law affects rent control departments. When do changes to maximum base rent and fuel cost adjustment increases take effect? And how will that work?
How it will affect the current cycle of MBR applications, I am not exactly sure, except that I think since the changes are effective as of June 14th, it will affect the current cycle. Rent control increases have always been more structured than rent stabilized increases, and you can only increase rent control tenants' rents by filing an application with DHCR for approval, showing that you didn't have too many or any violations on the building or apartment, and you'd get approval to increase what they call the maximum collectible rent, and generally that was 7.5% a year. Now the law has been changed so that what can be collected when you get approval to collect an MCI rent increase is you'll get approval to collect either 7.5% or the average of what the last 5 rent stabilized guideline increases were, whichever of those numbers is lower. So it's, it'll involve math, it'll involve, different results in different cases. The other thing, just to point out about rent control apartments, I did not mention this when we were talking about rent overcharge. The change in the 4-year rule to the 6-year rule does not apply to rent control because there are a lot less overcharge complaints concerning rent control to begin with, since the rents are more structured. But the rules have always been different, and with rent controlled apartments, the statute of limitations, you only went back 2 years instead of 4 years. And DHCR would not issue orders for rent control tenants saying, okay, we found an overcharge, you have to pay back the overcharge and treble damages. What they will do with rent control tenants is say, we found an overcharge, or we found that the rent should be, this amount, not what you're charging, and if the tenant wants to pursue this, they have to go to court and get a judgment.